My administration will focus on ending the absolute horrific practice of human trafficking, and I'm prepared to bring the full force and weight of our government, whatever we can do, in order to solve this horrific problem, so says President Donald J. Trump. Meanwhile, leaked pictures starring Bill Clinton and more leaked pictures from Tony Podesta illustrating his sick penchant for pedophilic art. This and more in this important update, brought to you by our friends at Virtual Shield VPN. Protect your information, location, and search history from the prying eyes of Big Brother and big data internet providers without slowing your internet speed. And definitely check out IdentiSafe, a great Virtual Shield feature that includes a microphone and webcam blocker that also automatically deletes browser data, cookies, and can even shred files so that they're unrecoverable. Use the link below to take an extra 30% off your first term. So visit virtualshield.com by using the link below and give yourself the gift of internet security. This video goes out to the naysayers like Donksta, who left this comment below a recent video I produced. Q has you by the balls. Have fun chasing your own tail. Well, the good news, friends, is that there is good news. The global elite pedophiles have been put on notice by President Trump. You are being hunted. President Trump says human trafficking, also known as modern slavery, affects people from all backgrounds at home and abroad, placing millions into a sickening form of exploitation. And the president notes children are especially vulnerable to this evil practice, as they account for 25% of modern slaves. Victims are compelled to perform labor or commercial sex acts through the use of fraud, force, or coercion, reducing the value of human lives to that of mere commodities. Friends, we've discussed this before. I've used that very same language in videos. The elite treat humanity as commodities. That's why you have a human resources department within your company. And in this statement at Whitehouse.gov from the president, protecting the innocent, President Donald J. Trump is taking a stand against human trafficking, dedicating our government's full resources towards fighting this repulsive crime. The President's Interagency Task Force to Monitor and Combat Trafficking in Persons, PITF, is working tirelessly to address all aspects of human trafficking. As defined by the Trafficking Victims Prevention Act, it is the policy of the United States government to address human trafficking via the 3 Ps: prosecution of traffickers, protection of victims, prevention of human trafficking. Friends, this is an absolute sea change, and if your name is John Podesta, Tony Podesta, Bill Clinton, or Hillary Clinton, or any of the associates of the people I've just mentioned, you are most definitely on notice. Even Ivanka Trump is tweeting out about the plague of sex trafficking, and as The Hill is reporting, Ivanka will host a White House roundtable next week on sex trafficking bills. Bills which, according to The Hill, some internet companies are worried about, claiming that Section 230 of this particular bill will damage the legal framework that allows free speech online and hurt smaller internet companies by forcing them to pour resources into scouring their sites for illicit content. Let's be clear, the illicit content is child pornography. It's not hard to vet out, and it's not hard to find. These companies cannot hide behind free speech in order to allow the exploitation of children through child pornography and sex trafficking. As Craig Sawyer tweeted on March 14th, something big is coming. Over 13,000 sealed indictments, the December 21st executive order, and a massive expansion of the Gitmo facility means something significant, even with conservative estimates. Serious correction against our enemies appears imminent. So I repeat, President Trump says my administration will focus on ending the absolutely horrific practice of human trafficking, and I am prepared to bring the full force and weight of our government, whatever we can do, in order to solve this horrific problem. And none of this would be happening if Hillary Clinton had been selected and placed in the Oval Office. And again, if your name is John or Tony Podesta, you are on notice. John, for your creepy use of pedophilic-related code words in your emails that were leaked to the world.
There was also an email that alerted Podesta that there would be young children delivered to a party he was having, and that they would be in the pool for his entertainment.
And Tony, for your sick taste in art, pictures of which have now been leaked to the world, as YouTube's Blackpilled explains.
One of the most damning pieces of evidence when it comes to Tony Podesta and his interest in children, is a Washington Post article from 2004 that describes Podesta's home as being decorated with photos of nude teenagers. That's right, his home is decorated with photos of nude teenagers. No normal human being would decorate their home with photos like these.
If your name is John or Tony Podesta or Hillary or Bill Clinton, you are on notice. It is likely no mistake that photos of Bill Clinton have been leaked. Look, friends, I'll leave you with this tweet from our friend Liz Crokin. She writes, "Every day the deep state pushes the pedophile Satanist agenda. They're even trying to normalize cannibalism here." And she links to this article posted at the Daily Wire, "Famous atheist, let's eat human meat." Can't make this stuff up, folks. It's famed atheist Richard Dawkins, who was featured at the end of Ben Stein's excellent documentary called Expelled, No Intelligence Allowed. And it was at the end of that documentary that Richard Dawkins' belief system was completely exposed for what it is. Not wanting to admit the possibility of a creator, he eventually said life was probably seeded here by aliens.
It could be that at some earlier time, somewhere in the universe, a civilization evolved by probably some kind of Darwinian means to a very, very high level of technology and designed a form of life that they seeded onto perhaps this planet.
And now, over the weekend, Richard Dawkins had a novel suggestion for the future, eating human meat. Dawkins was responding to a story in The Independent which described clean meat, or in other words, meat grown in laboratories made from stem cells harvested from living cattle. And Dawkins tweeted, "Tissue culture, clean meat already in 2018. I've long been looking forward to this. What if human meat is grown? Could we overcome our taboo against cannibalism? An interesting test case for consequentialist morality versus yuck reaction absolutism." Folks, you cannot make this up. When you remove God from the equation, as Richard Dawkins has done in his life, this is what you get. A slippery slope into absolute unimaginable evil, which includes, believe it or not, cannibalism.
Oh, Joel. I really want to make this work.
So for those who think nothing is happening and that Q is merely a LARP, my administration will focus on ending the absolutely horrific practice of human trafficking. And I am prepared to bring the full force and weight of our government, whatever we can do, in order to solve this horrific problem. President Donald J. Trump. Friends, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the new and improved and much faster loading sgtreport.com. It is your destination for real news, the antidote to corporate propaganda 24/7. God bless.
The evil of this, I mean, the satanic nature of the pedophilia that's going on and the combination of the Satanism with the pedophilia is going to be shocking to the average American.